G'day and welcome back. This video I'm going to make a new tool holder for my mate Trevor. Trevor's got the same lathe as me, the AL960B. He's got a wedge type tool post on his. He doesn't find any dramas with it, he quite likes it. We realise you can buy these online fairly cheap, but I want to have a crack at making one because I've only ever cut one dovetail before, and that was on the boring head build. So I want to have a crack at doing another one. So I've got a bit of material here that I've cut off, a bit of shaft I had. It was a bit of chrome bar originally. I'm going to put this up in the lathe, get it to length and bring the diameter down so this will fit in it. And it's a bit less to mill off. Yeah, then over into the mill and then bring it down to the rectangle shape. Then start putting the features in. So it should be a good little build. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As long as I don't screw the dovetails up. It's going to be interesting. Rightio, let's get into it. Rightio, I've got about 16 mil to bring off this diameter to bring this down so I can get that rectangle out of it. So I'm just going to do as far as I can, then spin it around, face it to length and reduce the last bit. You get the gist of what I'm doing here. I'll bring this back and I'm getting down closer. Righto. I was shooting for about 55 mil. Now, probably a fair bit of wasted material there, but I didn't have anything else that would suit. It ended up at 54.88. That's good enough. It's no weather outside. It's freaking horrendous today. It's not always pretty here in Eden. We do get our fair share of crap. That's for sure. As you can see, that didn't quite line up 100%, but it's all going to be milled down anyway. Square it up and bring it to length now. .89 mil is what we're chasing. So we're at 93.6. One thing I really like about this lathe, when you want to feed it, you can feed it. And when you want to do something delicate, you can. It's just a good all-rounder in my books. That makes it very easy at the end of the day. do half it now as you're going, and it's not such a big a mess at the end. I'll have to do the mill as well. So the lathe's already half done. And it's fairly satisfying when you're doing big lots like that. Goes from looking like shit to looking half alright pretty quick. It's still got some heat in it too, just quietly. Rightio, I've got 5.2mm to come off this top face to start with. I'm going to take 5 off, put the fly cutter up, and do the final side with the fly cutter. The final 0.2, should I say. Flip it over, do the same. The coolant is about due to be changed in the mill too. What's wrong with that finish, eh? Flip it over and do the same. .3 up, I don't think we'll worry about that. Okay, so we got one width down to size. I'm not going to bore you with knocking the top off this side and flipping it over and doing the other side. I'll bring yours back when I'm getting close to the final dimension. It's just the same, all the same as what you've just seen, backwards and forwards, knocking it all off. So bring you back when it's getting something interesting. Finish. It's nice material. Just got to put in this face down and bring it down to the right thickness now, and we're good to put the dovetail in. Okay, so you just see I touched off. Total depth is 10.5, and then I'll relieve the center section again by 0.2, so it's not so hard on the dovetail cutter. I'm going to go down close to depth, then move 13mm each side of center, and that'll then give me the 36mm opening. Pretty sure I've done my math right there. I hope so anyway. Rightio, I've got the dovetail cutter in. I have touched off on the bottom at 10.5mm deep, which is that shoulder there just next to the... I did reduce this centre portion by 0.2 of a mil. I've touched off on the side. Now I've got a measurement using drill bits and adjustable parallel of the original dovetail. So I've got two brand new 13/64 drill bits, sorry. Adjustable parallel. And I've had a micrometer on it, but the end target I'm looking for is 31mm. So my theory is I'm just going to do light cuts. It's the only dovetail cutter I've got. Just take light cuts. Not going to be able to see much because that coolant desperately needs changing. That'll be getting changed after I do this job, I reckon. Anyway, start gnawing away at it. .4, and we're chasing 30.93, so 0.26 of a mil to come out each side, and we should be on target. We are chasing 30.93. Right up there. 30.93 spot on. Well, I've just double checked the original, and it's 0.1 or 0.01 the difference. So this is 30. What was it? This is 30.93. The original is 30.94. I'm not going to worry about chasing that. That's close as. I'm going to leave it right alone. So the dovetail's finished. Now I can take it out, deburr these edges, needle file, and then flip it over and put the groove in for the tool. I've gone round with a needle file and softened all them edges in there. Just got to go back in and put the slot through here now, and then I may even stand it up in the vise and run the dovetail, the fly cutter over this end and this end as well, just to make them uniform, just to make it look pretty. Rightio, I've got to put a slot in here, 5/8 slot, just over 5/8, so 16.5 mil roughly. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Well, I'm going to give myself a kick in the ass. I should have changed this coolant before I even started this job, but I was too lazy. But I've had a gut full of I'm going to do it now. I haven't topped it up since I've done the last coolant change. That was some time ago now too. So I'm going to do it now, and I'll come back and finish this off. Just looks absolute shit. That's how it's meant to look. I shouldn't have been so friggin' lazy and changed it, but I was just trying to get the last little bit out of it. So I've just drained the sump, flushed the sump out, and refreshed it with another 10 litres of coolant. So we'll be right for a while now. Yeah, the Cincinnati is not the best machine because the whey oil ends up in the sump. So, like, I know that another ass kicking I need is I should have put the skimmer in the sump earlier, but I didn't. Just one of them jobs. I'll get around to that, and I'll get around to that, and I never did. So anyway, we can get on with the job now. Might be able to see what I'm doing. That's the coolant I use, the Hangsterfers 50/30, and I mix it 10:1. There it is, D-Bird. Goes up that way. I did put a couple of little scratches on it there, which I'm not real happy about, but he's going to have to live with that. So I've got to put the 4 holes in the top that hold the tool in, and one for the tool height setter. Okay, I'm going to drill them 1732s. I know it's a fractional drill, but I don't have incremental drill bits. Like, I've only got up in 0.5 millimeters, so I don't have a 6.8 for a M8 thread. So 1732s is about 16.7 something, so it's close enough. to here, and right in the centre we've got the height adjustment screw, which is a 10 by 1, so I've got to drill a 9mm hole there. Probably got a little bit savage on that one there, but anyway, it's in there now. I'll just tap them holes. They're M8 by 1.25 and that's 10 by 1. But I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. And hopefully Trevor will like it too. I went through all my drawers and I thought I had some 10 by 1 bolts here. I've got coarse end fine, so I've got 10.1.5 and 10 by 1.25, but I haven't got any 10 by 1, so I'm going to have to make one. If I had known I didn't have any, I would have just tapped that hole in the block 10 by 1.25, the fine thread that I've got. But anyway, I haven't got it, so I've got to make one. So I just got a 1/2 inch bolt. I've turned the head off. Going to try and attempt to broach the end. Now the broach that I've got that size has got a chipped, one of the corners is chipped on it, so I'm hoping it's going to work. If not, I'll just go and buy a bolt and jam in it. Anyway, this is 12.5mm. I've got to turn it down to 10. Should be on the money. Good enough, eh? I'm going to cheat and just use a die on this. It's not worth changing the gearing over in the headstock just to do one thread. And I'm feeling lazy. And today's Wednesday and it's the middle of the week and I just can't be bothered doing it. Drilled a 5mm hole with a countersink in it for a lead in. This tool here has got a chip on one tooth, so how this works out I don't know. It could just go to shit pretty quick. I think that might have worked. So that does go in. So I'm going to call that a win, even though it's not 100% perfect. I might have to go and use Trev's D-bit grinder and make a new cutter. I know it's not the right practice to hold that in the jaws, but only clamp very softly, just enough to hold it. I've got to make this thumb wheel now. Okay, so that's put the chamfer on the back side of that already, and I can just part it off. That's good. Just got to make a nut up for it now. Clean up on that dulled off section, that'll look quite nice on there for him. I don't know how good a brass one's going to go, but at least it'll look pretty. Okay, one of the last jobs to do on this is on the ends, just to run the fly cutter over the ends, just to make it uniformed. Get rid of that circle mark off the lathe. Absolutely love that fly cutter. I'm just going to clean that off a little bit now and see how it comes up. Just rubbed it over with a bit of Scotch-Brite. It'll do the job. If Trevor wants his name on it, then I can always print out a stencil and put his name anywhere on it if he wishes for that to happen, but I'll let him decide that. I'm pretty happy with the way that stencil turned out. It turned out quite good. So the one thing Trevor may have to do is get some 8mm socket head cap screws or some long set screws and just machine the end of them down. But for the time being, I've just put some just standard grub screws in there. So it's something Trevor can work out, and I've got to Loctite that bolt in the top, and she's done. Righto, so that's the tool holders finished. It's for this fella here, Trevor. Trevor's a good mate of mine, retired truck driver, same as myself. We were both logging. Yeah, had some good times.
Yeah, we did that.
Some wild times.
Yeah, we had some fun.
One would say it was fun. Some would say it was craziness.
Yeah.
So
you got that right.
Trevor got into the hobby of machining as well. Back when the fires went through a couple of years ago, Trev lost a lot. Lost his workshop. He had a brand new lathe. The whole lot all went. He ended up built a new house, new workshop, and end up with the same gear I've got, the same lathe, same mill, little mill. We both regret buying a little mill.
As you do.
And yeah, Trev's he's halfway through building the Webster engine after I finally talked him into having a crack at it. And he's doing a pretty bloody good job. So when he gets that up and finished, I'll probably take the camera out and do a little clip of it. And Trevor's the one who bought the shaper off me, so it's not far from home.
Hasn't left the paddock yet.
No. So Trevor asked if I could build in a new tool holder. And look, we're both aware you can buy these, and they're not that expensive. But I hadn't cut a dovetail. Well, the only other dovetail I'd cut was on the boring head. So it was a good opportunity to cut another one, and just a good opportunity to make something was more to the point. So it's probably a little bit flashier than all the other ones he's got, but hopefully you'll use it and won't just let it sit there.
Should be right, mate.
That's all yours, man.
And that's yours too, for doing it for me.
Look at this. This is what this prick does. You do a favour for him and he has to pay you back. He's a prick for it. This is one of them magnetic wands. He went and bought one for himself a while ago. And Trev's been a bit crook. He's been in hospital. Anyway, I went out and I cleaned up all his machines for him. And he had one of these there. And I thought, what's this thing? And it's stuck to everything, you know. So I'm going around picking crap up. I had a ball with it. And I said to him, that's shit hot. You know, that's awesome. He said, oh yeah. He said, they're not bad. And what do you know? He buys me one. So thank you, Trevor.
That's all right, Matty. No worries, mate.
It's going to come in bloody handy.
Yeah, no, they're bloody good things, eh?
Yeah, will be.
Yeah, no. It's bloody handy.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a good build, good fun build. And yeah, it's good to help a mate out too. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And
Cheers.
We'll see you later.